No weapon formed against me shall prosper. No, it won't work. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. It won't work. No, gotta do what he said he would do. He will stand by his word. He will come through. No weapon under his name shall prosper.
Jumping straight in, we've already set the guideline. As you can see, it's going to be a drop fade. The guideline indicates what type of haircut it's going to be. That's why the guideline drops in the back, giving it its name, the drop fade. We're just going to bald it out to get that extra transition that we like. That's going to make our fade really pop at the end. Closing up our clippers, we're going to go up about 1/4 of an inch, and then we'll open them all the way up. Close them about half of the way and go in the middle of the 2 lines that we just created. And then we'll close it 1/4 of the way, and that should knock the rest of that line out. If there's anything left over, we can grab our trimmers and we'll clean that faint line up. So one thing that I like to do, I like to go on Instagram and check out different barbers and different techniques. So the technique that I'm using today for this haircut comes from Jesus the Barber. He's one of my favorite barbers on Instagram. Dude is cold. The difference in his haircutting technique, a lot of times the biggest guard that he uses is a 1 open, sometimes a 1.5, but usually that's it. After that, it's usually like a clipper over comb, scissor over comb. So that's what we're gonna do in this haircut. I love how his blends come out, so I wanted to try it out on my customer. Switching over to the left side of the head, we're gonna follow the same steps, same techniques. Close it up all the way, go up about 1/4 of an inch, and we'll open it up all the way, and we close it halfway, 1/4 of the way, and it should be done. Some people like to wait to detail. I try to do my detailing as I go. It's really personal preference. It's completely up to you. With the clippers closed, we're taking it up 1 inch. Now grabbing our wall 1919s, we're gonna open them up with no guard, and we're just gonna begin to flick at that bottom line. They are open all the way, and we'll gradually close them until that line is blended in, and then we'll go on to the other side of his head and do the same thing. Here we go with the number 1 close once again. Fade it in. It's all about having a system. If you have a system, you guys will not get lost in your haircuts. You'll know exactly what you're doing and where you're at. And we're gonna systematically attack these haircuts. This will help with your speed. It will help with your accuracy and duplicating the haircut, making it look good on both sides, as well as whenever your customer comes back in, you can do the same haircut again. I'd say that's one of the strong points for me. People know that they're gonna get a consistent haircut whenever they're coming in to spend their money with me. So that's what you wanna look for. That's what customers are looking for. I know it's been a while. You guys are used to me using walls or Babyliss with the Andis clipper, but all 3 of my masters are actually down right now. And I think a lot of times we overcomplicate cutting hair. Once you know what you're doing, you should be able to do anybody's hair. Just take the time to learn the technique and try it out. That's what I've done in my career. I've watched and I've tried. I watched and I tried, and I built up an arsenal of things that I like to do. So now we're back to the corded seniors with the number 1 guard on it, and we're going up another inch all the way open. And now I have them closed, and I'm just blending in that line. I'm just making sure that it's nice and even all the way around. Switching over to the 1919s and doing the same thing. All the way open, flicking out with the corners. The corners are allowing me to go up higher without creating a line. Really just looking for any dark spots. All the way open. And you just let the clippers do the work. You don't have to force it. I'm not digging into his scalp. Slightly resting the clippers on his head and going straight up off of his head. After it's open all the way, then we close it up and we do the same thing that we did in the back. Start to work at it, detail it. And then we're gonna switch to the left side and do the same thing. I do wanna take this time and welcome you guys back to the channel. If it's your first time here, welcome. I'm Christopher Manyweather. This is Deadstock Barbershop, and I'm here to help you take your barbering career to the next level. We're gonna make videos. I'm back. I took some time off, but I am back and I'm all in, guys. So stay tuned for more and we're gonna get it. One of the best ways that I can describe clipper over comb, you see me scooping the comb into his hair and I'm tilting the teeth away from his scalp, and all the clipper is doing is resting on the spine of the comb, and I'm taking out the hair that's sticking out past that point. And I'm gonna do that going up, and this is causing me to layer the hair. By pulling the hair out from where it naturally grows, 90-degree angle, causing the hair to blend in. For each section that I do, you can see me kind of going over in that same section a little bit, using it as a guide or a reference point. No different than using a guideline when you're cutting in any other format. You can really see it right there. So now I grab my 1.5 guard, open all the way, and I'm just detailing a little bit, helping to create that transition from the one open as well as the clipper over comb. And now we got our blending scissors. We didn't really touch this area right here in the parietal ridge, so we're just making sure that that smooths out and blends into the fade. And it's all about these minor details. This right here, as you can see, I'm only hitting the tips of the hair. I'm not going all the way into the hair. I'm just trying to get it to lay in. These are the kind of details that set your haircut apart. It's the difference between a good haircut and a great haircut. If you guys are finding value in this video so far, make sure that you hit the like button in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you guys. It's gonna help bring more awareness to the channel, and it's gonna help me get more content out to people that are looking to grow just like yourself. I would like to know, have you guys ever cut like this? What is your system? Do you guys use walls? Do you guys use Andes? Do you go guard all the way up to number 4, or do you cut like this, clipper over comb, from a number 1 or from a 1.5, from a 2? Let me know what you guys do in the comment section below. Now we're gonna grab the number 1 guard open, and we're just gonna detail a little bit more, but this thing is coming together. It's getting blurry. What you guys think? Definitely one of my favorite haircuts this year. A little more detail. Bringing this thing all together. Now we're gonna switch over to the top after this. We're just making sure that hair lays right. So in preparation for our scissor work, we wanna make sure that the hair is heavily saturated. What this is gonna do is provide control when we're grabbing the hair, and it's gonna make it much easier to cut. Yes, the water's gonna be dripping on your client, so make sure you grab a towel and you just take some of that moisture out so that it's not dripping down the side of his face or getting in his eyes or anything like that. And after that, you want to comb the hair back into its pattern of how he's going to style it, and then we cut from there. So I'm just pulling the hair out from where it grows, and now I have my guideline for the side, and we're going to follow this all the way to the back of his head. So with me not taking the time to actually part each section out, and I'm just pulling hair like this, you're gonna leave hair behind. This is a inaccurate way to cut. What I do is cross check. My partings are horizontal, but I'm gonna do vertical partings. This is gonna ensure that I get every hair that was left behind, anything that's not even. Adjust so you guys can see exactly what I'm doing. So I'm looking for that shortest point, and I'm gonna cut across. Going all the way over to where his hair parts at, where we put a hard part in, to make sure that everything gets cut. And next up, we'll do those vertical partings. And once again, we lay the hair back to where it naturally grows. And now we do these vertical partings. Pulling it straight up, just checking it. See if there's anything that got left. It shouldn't be much. Spot right there. And this is just a quick way to do it. Instead of making 1,000 partings just to trim the top of his head. Now we're gonna blow dry style his hair. I like to start in the crown because that's usually a problem area for some people. But I actually don't have any product in his hair. That's the thing with a good blow dry. You don't necessarily need product. You don't have to have a lot of product. Product is for assisting with hold throughout the day, but the blow dry is what's gonna style the hair how you want it to look. So I'll start off with the heat, and then I'll put on like a cool shot. And that helps freeze the hair to how you want it to go. Just blowing it up and to the side. Now we hit this area again. Once again, like I said, once you dry it, you can see the kind of job that's left. And I just want to make sure that it blends in really well. I don't want it to be sprouting out or not blending in. So we're going to hit them with a little holding spray as we edge it up. I don't know if you guys can tell, but his hairline's kind of receding in the corners as well as on the vertical bar area. So I like to kind of leave it longer instead of cutting it all down. Like I leave it longer and it kind of conceals what's going on up under there. You guys can kind of see through the hair in the front that it's thin up underneath there. So that's why that hair is long. So starting off in the middle, I'm making sure that I'm looking left to right, checking, going across. This is the higher side. So I'll make sure that I don't go in there too much. Haircutting, it's an illusion. It's not going to be perfect, but we want to make sure that we do the best job that we can so that he gets the best results. Hit the vertical bars. I'm hitting the C cup. And you just kind of draw it in there. It's really an art, honestly, guys. But you take your time until you get it down. Hit it as many times as you need to without irritating the skin or cutting them. You guys see I didn't take it too far in on the vertical bar just because it is beginning to recede. Just tapping at it Now you almost can't even tell that it's receding. It's so funny when you do a good enough job, like they can't even tell. I just actually cut this guy's hair again yesterday, and he was lifting up his edge up. He's like, "Man, did this just get worse?" I'm like, "Nah, it's been like this for a while, man. But if you're not lifting up your hair, you don't really see what's going on under there." The hard part, it's two lines. As you can see, there's a top line and a bottom line. Right now I'm cleaning up the bottom line. Flip the trimmers over and I hit the top line just to clean it up, and we just clean out the middle. I've seen so many bad hard parts, guys. It shouldn't be too big. Now in preparation for cleaning up his eyebrows, as you can see, I kind of combed it over, and now I'm gonna put a little holding spray on his eyebrows as well. Once it dried, now we go in and clean it up. And I'm not looking to super arch it, you know, it's just a cleanup for men. I like to stay around the natural shape, but once again, this is a preference thing. So if a guy comes in and he tells you to make them skinny, and you got to do what they want, you know. It's so funny because his friends don't believe that he gets his eyebrows done by a barber. And just cleaning it up. Do you guys do eyebrows? Like, how much do you guys charge for a service like this? For me, this haircut and eyebrows, he books for an hour. Haircut and eyebrows is 70 bucks. So I'll charge an extra $10 for the eyebrows, $60 for the haircut. Clean it up with the razor. And now we're gonna smooth it out one more time, get it laid down. Like I said earlier, this is with no product at all. No product is in his hair, just a good blow dry style, and it looks great. And here's the finished result. That thing is blurry. I hope you guys learned something. Man, thank you for sticking around to the end of this video. I'm so appreciative. And it's good to be back, and I'm gonna be back more frequently, more consistently, and we're gonna have more videos like this. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Get out there, try this, let me know how it works. Let me know what you think about this system. Yo, I'm Christopher Manyweather. This is Deadstock Barbershop, and I'm out.